why you keep relapsing on semen retention. You know, a lot of you guys might be new on this journey and you just been relapsing, you know, on semen retention. And it's like you can't get past a certain day. It's like, it's crazy. You just keep wondering like why you can't, you know, why I can't get past, you know, this certain amount of days. And a lot of times, guys, it's because a lack of discipline. Like, you're just not used to retaining for X amount of days. You're just not used to that. You're just not used to retaining your sexual energy, holding it in. And a lot of times too, why you keep relapsing on semen retention, it's because you keep counting your days. See, a lot of guys, they be counting their days on semen retention. And when you counting your days on semen retention, like, it just, you start to like think like, man, I done went long enough. You know, eventually you start to think like, I done went long enough. Cause this what I was thinking. Some on my hand. But this what I was thinking, bro. You know, when I was counting my days, I was like, man, I done went long enough, man. I'm finna just let it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of times it's because you think you done went long enough. That's why. And you thinking about, or another reason why too, why you keep relapsing on semen retention is because you think, you just thinking about semen retention too much. You thinking about retaining too much. Stop thinking about semen retention when you want semen retention. You're not supposed to be thinking about it. You're not supposed to be counting your days on semen retention. You're not supposed to be thinking about like how many days you've been on it. No, this is not what this journey is for. It's not about counting days. It's not about thinking about semen retention when you want semen retention. It's about really about just like paying attention to your body mainly. You know, what's changing. You're gonna start to feel the changes. But at the same time, you gotta be on your purpose. See, this is why a lot of you guys keep relapsing on semen retentions. You keep relapsing on semen retention is because you just thinking about semen retention too much, or you thinking about, oh, you know, you done enough days, or you just, you know, when it come down to the blood raw truth, you just lacking discipline. You know, you can only go so many days because you're thinking about semen retention and you thinking about, you know, how many days you've been on it, or you just feel like, you know, you've been on it long enough. Guys, this is not what this journey is for. Hold on. They just stopped in the middle of the road. But anyway, this is not what this journey is for. You know, this journey is for you to be on your purpose, for it, so you can find yourself. It's all about finding yourself on semen retention and finding your purpose. You know, a lot of you guys, y'all just be on semen retention and just thinking about like how many days you doing and all that. Guys, just continue to live your life out. Stop thinking about how many days you're on. Stop thinking about you trying to get past this day or that day. See, when you don't think about all that type of stuff, you know, you end up being on it longer than you thought. You know, when you or longer than you think you've been on it. You know, when you don't think about how many days you've been, you know, you've been on semen retention, or just thinking about semen retention in general. Guys, just retain your sexual energy and find yourself. Do something. Get more active. This is what semen retention is supposed to give you, the abilities to be more active. Get more active. Stop thinking about how many days you've been on, and, you know, just thinking about all the time how you feeling on semen retention. This is why, another reason why a lot of you guys relapse. Excuse me. You keep thinking about how you feeling. And once you start thinking about how you feeling, you start to get, you know, horny and all that stuff. See, this is why a lot of you guys can't. This is why a lot of you guys keep relapsing. It's crazy. Guys, stop thinking about semen retention when you own it. Just live your life. Do different things. Go out. Enjoy yourself. Find a new hobby. Stop thinking about the days that you've been on it. Because that's not what it's about. Or how you feeling. That's not necessarily what it's about. Of course, you're going to recognize that you're feeling good on it. Of course. But you guys got to understand that that's not what it's just all about, man. You got to continue to keep retaining your semen retention. Keep retaining your seed, man. And find your purpose and get active. A lot of you guys, y'all are not that active on semen retention. See, this is why a lot of you guys can't get past, a certain amount of days or whatever. You must be not that active, bro. Because if you was really active, really out here doing different things, going out, jogging, running, exercising, focusing on your purpose. If you was really doing that, focusing on your purpose, trying to reach goals, you won't be like thinking about like the days that you can't pass. See, this is why a lot of you guys can't pass a certain amount of days either on semen retention. You thinking about it too much, bro. You thinking about semen retention too much. You thinking about retaining too much. You're supposed to be really thinking about finding purpose on semen retention. That's what you're supposed to be thinking about. A lot of you guys, y'all not doing that. Y'all really not out here active. I just got off work, by the way, and you know what I'm saying? I'm active. Doing a video in the truck, man. You got to be active on semen retention. You got to have something to occupy your mind, because if you don't, Jezebel spirit, that succubus gonna be in your mindset. You're gonna be thinking about that succubus in your conscience. You're gonna be looking at a lot of women online. You're gonna be looking at a lot of women, when you're on your day-to-day basis, just, in the mall, in different stores. You're gonna be thinking about women. That's what's gonna happen. This is why a lot of you guys can't keep retaining. This is why a lot of you guys can't, pass a certain amount of days or whatever. You guys are not that active, man. You gotta get active. But this is what semen retention is for. It's to get you active and stop worrying about how many days you on, man. When I was worrying about how many days I was doing and all that stuff, bro, I was relapsing like crazy. Because I was just thinking about semen retention too much, and I started to feel horny, And then when I used to start to feel horny, I used to relapse. Because I was thinking, man, you know what? I've been on this journey for too long. I'm finna relapse, man. I'm finna relapse to this chick, or I'm finna start fapping, or fap. That's what this is what happens. This is what happens, bro. It's a sad thing to do. And it all comes down to, like I said, lack of discipline. It's all about lack of discipline, man. You gotta be disciplined on this journey, man. But in order for you to stay disciplined, you gotta stay active. You have to stay active. You always got to be doing something on semen retention. Because if you don't, you're going to be thinking about retaining your sexual energy. You're going to be thinking about how you feeling. And like those urges. And when those urges come, that's when you have like a lot of energy in your body at that time. When you feel those urges. The energy, like the urge flare up, the energy flare up. It rises. And you're supposed to get active when you feel those urges. But a lot of you guys, you don't. You end up relapsing because you're not that active. If you wear yourself out in the gym, or if you do enough stuff during the day, it's gonna drain that energy. It's gonna lower the energy a little bit. It's gonna get rid of those urges. That's why I tell you guys, you gotta be really active on semen retention, man. You can't be out here playing. This is why a lot of you guys, you know, keep relapsing. You wonder why I keep relapsing, man? God, I just can't get past a certain day. Bro, you're not active enough. You probably sitting at home thinking about how many days you're on, or thinking about how you feeling, and then once that urge come, you just lose complete control. You know, and it be feelings, you know, it be pleasure over purpose. And I don't want you guys to have that mindset, man, on the semen retention journey, man. You guys can do it. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. I remember when I first, like, you know, this is when I didn't take semen retention too serious. I first got on it, man. I ended up relapsing because I was like, I was just thinking about my days and how I was feeling. And when that urge came up, I just relapsed because I wasn't that active, bro. I just wasn't that active. I'm going to keep it honest. A lot of you guys is not that active, man. So this is why you can't pass a certain amount of days, man. This is why you keep relapsing. Guys, you got to continue to keep retaining, man. You got to continue to be active. Because if you're not active, man, I'm telling you, you're going to run into some trouble. Just trying to make sure, you know, it was still recording. Like I said, man, before my other videos, my phone, it'll heat up. Then it'll just like it'll stop recording. But yeah, man, you guys gotta be active, man. Like I said, man, I just came from work, and I don't consider this as work, but a lot of people consider